What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. We are getting things started here today. We're going to be having some fun working on a whole bunch of different things. First things first, yesterday, let me move some of my windows around here. I was working on getting my ability window to my skills to be able to equip. So we could drag and drop it. We were starting to do the drag and drop thing. So I finished doing that, and I also enhanced it. So not only can we drag and drop things now, but we can do a lot more than that. Let me get down and dirty here. All right, so if I add some XP, now I've got a glitch that I still have to figure out, which is where I can't move. I don't know. Anyways, we'll get to that in a minute, not to get distracted. So this is our skills now, and this is our vitals. This window I'm probably going to change a little bit, but just so I have something for now, this is what I got. So basically you can have this wherever you want. This is where all your skills are, so you know like which skills you're using. And then the cool thing is we can then equip whatever skills we have and just drag and drop them right in here. So let me level up real quick just so I can get some stuff going here. Okay, and then we're gonna open up our window here, our tab screen. Let's learn some stuff. So anything that has an ability tab will now count as an ability, and it should go into that bucket. I'm just going to learn at least a few of them here. I think I only have 2 for that skill. So now I have these right here. These are actual abilities. I can drag and drop these wherever I want, and they'll go into any slot that I want. So if I want to go in the 4 slot, great. If I want to go in the 3 slot, awesome. I'm going to change these to probably, instead of being numbers, these are probably going to be letters so that they actually represent what hotkey it'll trigger from. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So you'll be able to like decide which hotkey you want these to be on, which would be kind of cool. So I still have to make an unequip feature as well because there's no way to unequip it. But if I try to do it twice, it'll deny it. It'll just move that over. So that took a while to figure out. And this is more than just a normal drag and drop feature. This is actually equipping it. This is legitimately equipping these abilities so that I can use them with cooldowns and everything. So it's legit. If I log out or I leave, I don't know if it's updated to show everything just yet, but it should remember where I put my my bar. That should save. Oh, okay, it didn't. Well, go figure. So we're just gonna kind of like go over some of that stuff now and make sure that it's like how it should be. Still got a lot of bugs to fix though, but at least we got the drag drop system working, and yeah, so now it remembered where it's supposed to go. I think it's because I had something in there, maybe. I don't know. Try equipping that. I don't think I have it saving yet for what those are supposed to be. So we'll have to populate it when it's created, basically. Yeah, it's not created yet. So I'll have to save that. I'll probably put that under settings, I guess. Well, I guess it's already under the ability tree. So we could do that first. I guess it's a good spot to start. All right, let me get rid of some of this crap that I had open for something else. Close that. All right, we're gonna try to see. Let's see, where is that? That's gonna be under. Yeah, we're gonna open a whole bunch of shit. So we're gonna open up. Close that for now. Go to UI. Let's go to skills. All right, let's do the skill tree tray. So upon starting up, let's see what this is doing. Is dragging allowed or not? That's a feature. Yes, it is. We get to learn skills. If it's got a slot that's bigger than this, then we say cast the actual slot itself, see if the assigned number is equal to this. If it is, make that the assigned skill and then update the skill slot. So this part, for whatever reason, is not working correctly. So let me double check that real quick. Okay, so that didn't even trigger off. So that means when I drag and drop it on there, drag it starting, drag leave. Nope, that's changing our color. Where am I in right now? The tray? Okay. I gotta go to the slot next. It's gonna be this. Okay. Right here, we're gonna clear that. Has equipped skill. Alright, so I need to change has equipped skill to true. Okay, and that should go to here, which will then say true. Hit the assigned skill, create the button inside that actual slot and attach it. All right, let's see if that works. No. Okay, I think I'm missing something with the save. Okay, so if it's assigned, has equipped skill. Why didn't that fire off? Skills. Let's see. Slot equipable on drop. Okay, so that's setting the equipment slot. Save systems are getting more and more complicated. What's up, Cluster? I see you dropping down Intruder. Let me try to slap that down here for you. What's new with you, man? What's new? What's shaking? What's new in your world? What's new since the past 24 hours? Let's see. Intruder alert.
Warning, intruder detected.
There you go. All right. Okay, so when I fire this off, it's got 4 learned skills. Okay, so they're saying they're all blank. Why are those all blank? I gotta get like booted up like an old lawnmower right now. It takes time for me to like warm up. Okay, so this is getting the learned skills. Right. I only have 2 learned skills. Yeah, I know. I don't know why it's empty. So I'm guessing something's wrong with the... something back here? I don't know. I haven't like looked over this yet, so it could be something in here. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Ability layout, learn skills. Okay, so this is like kind of old. So this I think needs to be updated. I don't think I've updated this yet. I guess learn skills. Ability layout. See, this is outdated as well. Okay, I think I have a naming problem. I haven't updated this yet. That could. Let's hope it's that, because that's easy. Let's see. Set. I know, right? PS. Skills. Learn skills. Okay. I think that's all this is. It looks really like. Yeah, see, I even have a note that says changing. So I'm guessing that's what it is. Alright, let's try that. That should not say 0. That should be like you have 2 things that you own. 4. I gotta redo my thing. It's got a corrupt save now because it's all fucked up. Let's do one more thing real quick. Let's go to our save. Well, empty arrays can be useful. So the way I was using it originally was to populate 4 empty slots, and then it would change which one you put it in. It would pick the nearest slot, and it would just like put it inside it. But we're changing it now to a drag drop. Ability layout. So we're gonna say we're gonna change this to skills learned. I guess, even though that's technically a part of the commander. I don't think I even need it anymore, to be honest with you. Yes. Skills learned. If we do, let's see, saved commander selected. That should have skills built into it. So yeah, I shouldn't need this. I shouldn't need that. I should not need that. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and get rid of it, and we're gonna say we're gonna do this instead. Because it's all built inside the actual character now. I've changed everything. Let's go here. Skills. There we go. So that's skills. Well, first let's set the character, because this is technically a sub routine. All right, so we're gonna do this like that. All right, so now we have like a grip on what our local skills are. Honestly, I don't even know if I need to do this anymore either. I could probably just grab it from the freaking selected commander. Maybe I'll just do that instead. Fuck it. There's really no need to even have to do this. So I'll just do it on the back end. Fuck it. Okay, let me take a look at the back end real quick. The selected commander, the skills. There we go. Okay. Let's go over there.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, this is for the main save. So we're gonna say, what the hell was that? Hang on a
Don't
second.
stop.
VPC commander selected. No. Set VPC commander selected. I should only have to do this. Okay. This, break that, skills, boom, bang, done. Okay. That should work. Alright.
She looks like an angel.
Now we can update our actual skills. I don't know what it was doing before, but whatever. That's when we save. And it's going to go right into our commander selected by whatever means we have. Because all we care about is the commander that we have selected. And then that information gets passed off to... C related. This right here, technically. Alright, so I need this to get moved into a function. Yeah. We're gonna call this F, because we'll call it BPLF. This is different. Save, update, commander.
Follow me with your eyes. I believe how much you fantasize about this. You will know.
Jesus Christ. You're going to town with those empty arrays, man. Let's see, what is this? Item. The fuck? Okay. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. Get rid of this. Okay. Don't care about that. Turn off that. And this goes like this. And this is coming from the save game. Like that. Okay. In theory, that should update what we're trying to do there. Because every time we change this now, we have to update what's inside all of our commanders. I mean, I could like go backwards with it. Shit. Maybe I should go backwards. I would have to extract it the same way, though, on loading. We'll just leave it like that for now. Let's just see if we can get the first part working. I don't know. I'm not, like, super, like, happy about any of this, but it works, and it's somewhat clean. But I think I'm going to redo it all eventually. Just haven't gotten to it yet. Okay, so... these are our skills that we have. I put one in there. Let's see what happens. We're going to update properly. We're saying slot 1. Is that right? Slot 1? I thought that was slot 3, but okay. Whatever. Okay. Oh, it was slot 1. Okay. So there's slot 1. All right. Now, does it know how to save yet? I don't think I told it to save yet. So it's going to be BPL, player save system, ability layout. Okay, because we gotta have some way to save it. Okay, so that should save. Goes into here, yeah. It says get the actual skills from the commander. Which of course we can't see. Update our commander selected, and then update our commanders. Okay, and then when I quit, then if I load, we're gonna load this by saying on tray skill start. We no longer want learn skills. We want to get the get VPC commander. Break. Skills. There we go. And then we want to check if those ones have an assigned number or not. So now this should freaking trigger in the beginning. If it doesn't, I'm going to be pissed. Could be a timing issue, but I doubt it. Okay, good. Good. Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay. Play. Yes. Perfect. Okay, you see what we got there? So now we have this remembered what I had equipped. So that's huge. And if I move this here, it should still update and be like, nope, that's now moved to 2. I should close it, update it. Hit play. And now it's on 2. Perfect. I can move this around, move it to 4, quit the game, start it up again, and it should know, hey, you moved this ability to the 4. Yes, perfect. All right, so we're in business there. Awesome. Next step. Let me think here. Let me get rid of this old variable so I don't get confused by it later. PS... what was it called? PS ability something something. Okay, I don't need equipped skills. Learn skills. I don't need that anymore. Okay. Yeah, it's probably gonna freak out somewhere. That's fine. We don't need to populate blanks anymore, so that's called compile ability equipped. Let's get rid of that. That's gone. Cleaning some shit up. DJ, you're always on to something new. Every day. Every day. It's every day is something new with CJ. Start your own YouTube channel, man. I mean, that sounds cool. Keep shields at 0. That can actually stay here. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so we've got ourselves another really weird issue that I have to fix. Like, it's super odd. Oh, we need to unequip, right? We still have to do unequipping, so let's do that first. We'll do unequipping, and then we'll try to fix the major bug that's been driving me crazy. Yeah, because this is all looking good. All right, so when I unequip something, that's going to be the, how am I going to get that reference data? Let's see. You know what I could do is I could just change the assigned number back to 0 upon release. So what's that under? That's going to be under... Not that. It's going to be the actual... the drag skill, I think. Right? Okay, so on drop. Now, how do we tell? I guess casting? Cast to slot. What's this thing called? Skill. Okay. That's not going to be in there, is it? Needs a reference. We got to get a reference, so we got to say slot. Coming. Slot, equip, ref. Well, that sounds like fun over there, CJ. Hopefully it turns out for you, man. One of your 40th endeavor of this year. I mean, shit, man. Just keep doing it until something clicks, right? I've been there before. Still am. Skills. Let's do... break the skills down. Okay, so let me think about how this works. This is the drag skill itself. So when I let go on drop, I need this to say, see, I need to get the pointer information underneath. Player event. I just don't know what the hell the node's going to be. We could try to find a node that lets us see what's underneath the mouse. Confirmation. I'm trying to think of how to do this. So this is the actual drag itself. So this is like the moving icon that's going to be on the screen following you while you have your mouse button down. If I let go, that means that when I drop, I have to do a check. I got to say, drag operation reference. The drag operation over the widget. See, I don't really care about the operation, but I still need to get the information. There needs to be a statement in here somewhere. Is overlapping nothing is basically what we have to figure out. If that goes in here, and then if that's true, then we can say, get the information, get the skill, set the skill, And then we need to get the slot that's coming from. Drag drop operation. UI reference. Slot skill reference. Undrag detected. Get a reference to self. Get a reference to our assigned number. Get a reference to our assigned skill. Let's plug all that data in. And then on the back side, we can say get the skill that's a part of the situation. Set the equip slot to 0. EPL save. That needs to come after. Do I have the player state coming through? No. Abilities layout. Let's see. Set that. And then I gotta get the slot information, which is get UI skill slot ref. We want to clear that data. Then we want to go here, get the controller so we can get the player's state, so we can save the player's state and update it to have or not to have something equipped. Okay, and all that shit should fire off, but we need it to fire off here, and I don't know what to use here. I don't know what nodes to use. I need to know how to detect when there's something or not something underneath when I let go, and I don't know what to do to even start there. No, so imagine I click on an item, I click and hold on a slot, and instantly it creates a widget, and that's our draggable widget, right? So right now we're inside the math for the draggable widget. This is the draggable widget. So when I let go of the draggable widget and it's not on a slot, I want it to take the information it just came from and remove it and wipe it, which is basically like when you take an item off and you throw it off, it automatically unequips. So I'm trying to get it to say, hey, I did not overlap another slot when I was dropped, so therefore get rid of this. But I don't know how to do that. Do I just cast? You know what I mean? Like, will this node just cast to, like, for example, everyone's like, what the hell? Okay, I'll draw it out, because it is confusing, trust me. I'm, like, trying to figure it out myself. Okay, so this is something else, just ignore this. So basically, I have a empty slot, because someone might know how to do this, so I'm just going to explain it real quick. Hang on. So these are my empty slots right here, right? And this is my skill bank, whatever. It has all my skills in here. So let's say this is my skill, right? So it's currently on a slot right here. It's inside this slot, right? And then when I drag and drop it over to this slot, it goes into that slot. That part works. Okay. When I drag this slot, when I drag this, it becomes a different blueprint. So right now we're inside this blueprint as I'm holding it. Okay, that's the function that we're currently working on. But when I let go, I need it to sense that there's not a slot behind it. And be like, whoa, wait, I don't know what to do. There's no slot. I don't know how to do that. Should I just cast to this slot and it failed? But like, I don't know how to get that either. Like, what's the node for that is what I'm trying to find out. Like, what's the node to say, like, look for this slot? If not found, because that's what this is right here. We're right here. We're holding it and we're not over a slot right here. That's what this is. So I'm holding it and I'm not over a slot and I just let go. That's where this kicks on. So what I needed to say is like, you know what I mean? Like we got to look for a slot, which is this. This is our slot UI. So what I was thinking was something like this. No, I don't want it to go back to original slot. I want it to just disappear. I want it to wipe, which we already did. This math will work. This will wipe everything and be like, oh, you unequipped it essentially. But so like right here, this is what I was thinking is like, oh, you know, just cast to this, and if we don't hit this, then it's failed, and if failed, then we continue on. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I know that I saw something about like under mouse. Ooh, is under location. Absolute coordinates could be either desktop or Windows space, depending on. What's this? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get like. Absolute coordinates could be either desktop or Windows space, depending on what space the root of the widget hierarchy is in. I don't know what that is. I just want to know what's under the mouse when I drop. Like, I don't know what node that would be. You know what I mean? Because like we got to be able to tell it like, hey, you're not allowed to go on anything except for that slot. Now, the tricky thing is like the slots already have that information. The slots work fine because the slot is like, oh, you did a drop function on me? Well, come on in, right? But if I do a drop function that's not on a slot, then the drag function has to know what to do. Now, right now, what it does is it just like deletes itself, which is fine. But I need it to also make sure that it unequips if I'm dragging it from somewhere that's a valid slot. That's the problem. What's up, Vixie? Welcome back. Welcome back. I want it to be destroyed. Yeah, which is what this does. Yeah, it's going to be, here, I'll try to show it again. Day's going good. Day's going good. Oh, that's fail. Hold on. This is all new code here, so I don't know what's going to happen. Hang on. I don't need to do that. This is like super prototyping right now. We're working on our drag drop functions for equipping abilities right now, the skills. Okay. So, this might actually screw it up because it's not ready yet, but yeah, I got my abilities working. So right now, you can see these abilities down here. So I can like move this over here, and it knows to equip onto the one side, or I can equip or whatever, you know. So this is an actual ability that comes from this tree, right? So how do I unequip this? There's no way to unequip it right now. I can bring this one on top of this and it will swap it out, but I can never get rid of that one slot. You know what I mean? So in order to get rid of it, what I was thinking is if I drag this off and let go like that, it'll just get rid of it. Now the back math is ready to go. It's set right now. It says when I let go, get rid of whatever is in this slot, but it can't do that yet because we don't know. I got to put a note in here that says I'm not overlapping the slot. So if I'm not overlapping the slot, like right now, this drag icon that I have has this slot data. It knows which slot it's coming from. It knows everything. Yeah, I mean, I can make it easy, but that's boring. But yeah, like I can make it a hotkey, sure. Or I can make it like the delete key. You know, like if you press delete over this, it just gets rid of it. That's easy. But I don't know. Like, what do you guys think in terms of like gamers? What would be easier as a gamer? I mean, quite honestly, I don't think people are going to be like unequipping them too much. Like the average person's probably just going to like shuffle them around. You know, like move this here, move this there, whatever. Oh, you know what? I got to switch those, don't I? If I drag this on top of this, it's supposed to switch. Yeah, well, you won't be able to switch this out like in the middle of a fight. This stuff can only be switched out when you're like in a safe area, so to speak. So this is stuff that you set up before you go to a world, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like preliminary like loadouts, like how you would load your stuff out. So there's not going to be like a super big rush to like hurry up and change stuff. But like what I was hoping on doing is like you just drag off and it unequips, but apparently that's like hard to do. Yeah. Well, let me get this one working first. So if I drag from one to another and it's already equipped, let me change that line of code real fast. That's gonna be, let's see, what is that? Skill button? No. On drop. Okay, so if we drop on top of a slot and it's already equipped, then we want to get, we got to get information from the other slot, which is coming from here. So we'll equip the new slot. On drag canceled, you can print string it to verify it fires off. What's up, Matic? Wait, so what are you thinking? So you're saying override event on drag canceled for that other thing we were talking about? Override on drag canceled? So it's a different thing altogether? Called on drag canceled? Oh, it only triggers when it's on top of another widget. Okay, see, I didn't know that. Oh, so it's on drag canceled. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we'll just make a new one then. So we'll say drag canceled. Good call, my man. Good call. Thank you. Okay, so on drag canceled, then we'll say cast to drag op get skills. Well, we can grab everything that we just made in here, basically. Yeah, so all this shit just goes here. I am getting you, yeah. Now I see you. What did you do? Okay, so you're talking to me on YouTube. Sorry, I didn't have my YouTube chat open until now. All AI? Oh, okay, for your Reddit shorts. Wait, what was wrong with Twitch? It wasn't letting you type on Twitch? Okay, I don't need that. Okay, so on canceled, we're going to get the drag and drop operation so we can get the information that it has. We're going to get the skill, set it to 0, update it, clear the actual slot. This clears our slot right here. It takes time to make really good systems, boys, but once you get them done, it's worth it. Just takes time. Then we're going to get the owning player. We're going to make sure we update what's been updated to whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, this should work. Let's try it. Let's hope it works. Enter, leave, or unfinished. Useful for if you need to know if you're inside a widget bounds. Yeah, I did something similar to that. If you can see when I drag something in here, see it knows how these light up. So I was messing with that. That's pretty cool. So let's see if this goes away now. Okay, it doesn't go away. Get fucked. Okay, so... Okay, good. We got an error. That's good. Update slots. Where is this coming from? Oh boy. That's not... What is this? What the fuck is this? Oh. This ain't right either. Hold on. We just changed a few of our variables. So I gotta update this one still. Because everything is like included now in like the actual character instead of being separate variables. It's all just included. Okay. Let me update this real fast. Okay, so that's done. This needs to be updated. You know, I must say that the Unreal Engine has been a lot better with structures lately. Like, I gotta give them credit where credit's due. I've been changing my structures a lot, and they've actually, it's been better. I mean, before you would guarantee crash. You were guaranteed to crash every time you changed something. And now it's like, not bad. It's actually not that bad. I've been okay. Knock on wood. Okay, I just gotta change this real fast. We're almost done. I forgot to update all this stuff, so that could have been a mess. I'm surprised it even let me do as much as I did. Okay, so that is our UI skills window. I don't know how it was getting information to begin with, because there was no information in there, but whatever. Let's try that again. Oh. Yeah, 5.6 is surprisingly good, I agree. Usually it's not the case, but it's been pretty damn good. I think they're finally onto a good stable. Okay, so now we can go back to what we were going to do before. Hold on, what's this? Done trying to read, da-da-da-da-da. Add child. Okay, this is refresh. All right, let me see what's going on here, because this is kind of like outdated. Okay, that's correct. Skills to show. Create those. Yes. Hmm. Um, let's see. Hang on a second. What was that error again? It said, access none on update. Okay. Why did that not work? What the fuck that was? Alright, so right out of the oven there, I had a problem. What do we got here? UI skills equip window. Saying that the add. Oh, why is this set to 0? What the hell? Hold on. Wait, this is old. Crash. Refresh should just be populate, right? Yeah, this is just a populate. Why do that twice when I can just do it like that? Let's try that. Okay, solve that problem. We don't even need all this shit. I don't know why I had it in there. This is like older. I switched it over to a new population system. When we're populating what kind of skills we have inside our window, this was the old version, which was trying to like do all sorts of weird shit. And I was like, that's the old way. Now we're doing a new way, which is we're just populating it inside this list by uniform grid right there. So we're just using math. So I just used the same thing twice. All right, so that's solved. Forest. Yeah. Oh, you were talking about the select node? Yeah. This is an old one though. Like in this crap that I had down here, that was just old. Like this wasn't obviously. Yeah, you are correct. That was the issue. But we don't care because that's old. That's why I was like, those shouldn't have been blank to begin with, and the reason why they're blank is because we switched to a new system. Something else was plugged into this, but we switched it out. Is basically the answer. Okay, so that's old. I'll just leave that out here for now, just so I know that that's old. I'll get rid of it when I'm confirmed later. But yeah, that's how you would have fixed that problem. You're absolutely correct. Now this one's interesting. Remove. Why would I want to remove one? Add. Remove. A lot of this is probably going to get changed. I don't really know why these are in here like this. We're not going to remove anything. Okay, I think what this was is, if you guys remember a while back, I had it where it was on the side of the screen and you would like click it and it would like move into the slot. So this is effectively outdated now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say, we're just going to do this. I mean, that's really all we're doing, right? We're just refreshing. We're not ever going to add anything. We're not going to remove anything. So let's just shut all that shit off. Yeah, that was a hell of an optimization. Yeah, we're just going to delete 99% of the code. We'll be great. It'll be great. It's just old code. Dude, I do that a lot. Like, there's so many systems that are, like, just deleted. Like, I don't even use them, and they're still in here from the old RTS version. So I can't wait to, like, audit stuff. Okay, so let's finish this out. So in order to get this to work correctly, there's two things I still have to add. Number one is a swap ability. So if I drag R and I put it on V, they'll both swap. So I got to do that. We'll do that in a minute. But the first one is, let's get this to actually, like, remove from here. So where is that? That's going to be under our drag drop feature, which is the drag skill itself. So this is supposed to be getting called, and I feel like it's not getting called. Let's figure out why. Yeah, it's not getting called at all. Okay, why is that? Oh, because it's not being canceled, is it? It's being dropped, right? Called when a user cancels the drag operation. Typically when they simply release the mouse button after being a drag operation, but failing to complete the drag. Right. Right. Yeah, the ID. Yeah, that'll be easy. I'll do that in a minute. Swap. Because I have that data coming through the line, so I just have to say, hey, take this, put this here, take this, put that there. Yeah. But this one is acting weird. I don't know why this isn't working, because I'm trying to drag. It's technically a canceled drag, right? Or does it think it's still a success because it's hitting another UI? Yeah, I have. I use a Boolean is equipped on the other one. Winner event. Mouse button is right. I don't know why this isn't calling though. It's not being called at all. That's the weird thing. I'll bet you anything it's still doing a drop. How much you want to bet? Let's find out. Neither. Well, that's interesting. Okay. How is that possible? I should be using the is canceled. This should be on the actual drag icon, right? Because that's the one that's got the logic in it. Ads. Okay. Oh, you think it's something on your end, Hellvala? Yeah. With your internet or whatever. Twitch is weird sometimes. I've had issues with Twitch where it's like I can't watch streamers. It'll just keep popping up with like a red error and stuff. I'm like, whatever. All right, we shouldn't need to be in there anymore. Drag, drop, operation, drag skill. Yeah, no worries. So on drop only triggers on destination. We're not on a destination, so why is drag canceled not triggering? Forest. Have you messed with drag and drop before, Forest? It's a little tricky. Little on the tricky side, my man. Little on the tricky side. I guess we could just do the swap while we're trying to figure that out. Let me see here. Drag. Skill button. Graph. On drop. It's gotta be a slot. Why is this open all of a sudden? What the hell? I have no idea why a friend invite UI menu decided to pop up, but okay. I was not working in that at all. It was really bizarre. Skill slot equip. Okay, so this right here. All right, so if we're already equipped, then we want to take the assigned, take this. I gotta do this backwards, I think. This is tricky. Get the skill. I'm inside a function, right? Yeah, okay. So get the skill. Get slot UI reference. Slot equipable. Get assigned skill. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this to a local variable. Swap skill. All right. All right, so we're going to say, because I got to get that information somewhere. Okay, so we're going to cast to our drag drop function, figure out where we came from, get the information from where we came from. Then we're going to assign the incoming skill to this one. And then we're going to assign this one. We could probably switch it around, but whatever. I got to be careful with how I do this. So we're going to take our coming from skill, and that's our swap skill. So now we have, at this point in time, we have A essentially. So we have our backup, and then we're going to assign the new skill to this one, which is fine. Then we have to take this slot, and we have to update after we change the actual skill. So we're going to say assign skill. And that's going to be, it's going to have to be whatever this one was before we assign it. Whew, this is sneaky. This is some sneaky shit, man. So we have to save this before we update this, otherwise we'll bring in the same thing twice. Okay. Sneaky, sneaky. Update skill. This all stays the same. Let me see what we got here. Update. Okay, so let's run through the code here one more time. So the big answer is, do we already have an equipped skill in this current slot? If we do, then we need to get the drag drop operator. Okay. Oh yeah, that one's... Wait, that needs to come from here though. Oh, I can just pull it from the rack. That's right. Okay. Some things you can get away doing that. Some I always cast and I find out later, you know, just to be safe. Okay, so if we have the slot reference, we're going to get the assigned skill that it has. This is very confusing. Set it as our swap skill. So it's just holding, it's held in a temporary little folder right now. So that we don't lose it. Because essentially we just dragged it on top of us. Yeah, I know, right? So I'm just trying to think it through. So if we're dragging from A to B, I have to say, give me A's current swap skill, hold. Then I have to say, take what's coming in, which is this skill right here, and make it our assigned skill, and then take, but before we do that, take our current assigned skill from B and assign it to that one. I mean, I guess I could just put swap skill into here. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, swap skill and skill are the same thing. It just, all that matters is which one comes first. Okay, let's put the swap skill aside for now and see if we can just get away with doing this. My brain isn't 100% today either, so, you know, it's one of those days. And then we're going to update that slot. And then we update this slot. I got to give these things names, man. Yeah, all right, so current slot. So essentially we're doing this. We're saying this is the item. All right, so we got like these two icons here, whatever. So I just grabbed anything I could find. So we basically have, I drag this, this is A. I drop it here. And when I let go, it's got to say, give me Dune Dupe Wars. Oh my god. I actually started playing Dune, man. I played the shit out of it, and then I was like, oh, it's like broken as fuck. Like, so many people are hacking in that game. It's ridiculous right now. It's pretty bad. Okay, so that did nothing. Awesome. What did we fuck up? Yeah, it's this shit right here. Okay, so on drop. I'm just gonna do it this way because it's like really confusing. So I'm gonna take my current assigned skill. I'm just gonna put it into this swap skill, so that way I know it's safe. Because it's like throwing me off, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it. So we're just gonna put that in the bank first. So now we're safe. So now at this point in time, we already have B item saved, essentially. Okay, because we're moving to B. We're taking A and we're swapping it with B. So B is safe. Then we're gonna open up this. And we're going to say, give me the UI and assign yeah, I had that backwards. Assign the assigned skill to our current assigned skill. Right? Or no? No, not that. Yeah, it is. It definitely is a shitty mess, man. I mean, I'll be honest, I did the repair dupe like crazy because I can repair all my shit for free. So I was doing that for a while. And then like they changed it, but like I've been playing it like crazy. So like I'm all up on the latest shit. So yeah, it's really bad. Like I'm not really a big fan of Dune right now. My personal opinion of Dune is that they need to wipe it. They need to like fix everything, get everything fixed, and then wipe it. Okay, and then this one is going to be our swap skill. Oops. Not our assigned skill. Because we're changing the slot that we came from. And then we want to update that one. I'm trying to make this as clean as possible, but it's a little difficult. You had to do it to keep up? Oh, I know. It's terrible. Like, you have to cheat in that game just to maintain. Yeah, I totally agree. Right, that's what I just did here. Yeah, this is A saved. I don't know why I said B. This is technically A. A saved. Or, oh, it is B saved. I did it backwards. Whatever. So I'm saving B, and then I'm going to take A, plug it into B, and then take B and plug it into A right here. Yeah. Get A, put into B. Get B, put into A. Update A. And then this one's update B. Yeah. Dude, I like logic. I actually enjoy it. But, dude, it can get complex. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, you're getting pushed under due to dupes. So I thought they fixed all the duping. I saw their message where they're like, "Oh, we fixed everything." That night when they released that information saying that they fixed like all the dupes, I logged in and literally did what they said you couldn't do. I was like, "So it's not fixed." Gotcha. Okay, and then we gotta update these as well. So before I update this, hold on. I need to say this. Wait, what's the update skill do? Okay, so it does the save for me. Hang on a second. Yeah, this is some sticky shit I'm dealing with. Okay, so this becomes the new assigned skill into B. Then we want to update B with our assigned skill. And then we want to update A, which is this. Except this is going to be this. And this is going to be the skill that we just changed. Equip. I don't know. I might need to flush this out. It's a little spicy, but we'll check it out. So you can still dupe right now? That's hilarious. That's freaking hilarious. Still doesn't work. Go figure. What did I fuck up this time? Drag drop node. So it keeps thinking that the slot doesn't exist. UI slot reference. Okay, so are we not setting our reference? Maybe I'm not setting my reference correctly. Hold on. Skill. Tray slot. Okay, so on drag detected. It's supposed to be getting the UI slot reference right here. You don't want it reported? I won't say anything. If you send it to me, I'm not gonna say a fucking word. But and I'm not gonna show it on stream because I have a different like approach. It's like they have screwed over the customers so much, right? So they promised that you wouldn't need PvP in Dune to get end game resources. That was a lie. And so for 2 weeks, we couldn't get anything. You would go into the desert where there's hacking PvPs, hacking PvPers everywhere, and you couldn't get anything. So they had a huge advantage on us. So I'm like kind of bitter. And then not only that, but then they did finally add resources. And what did they do? They made it so that resources spawn slower now. So it's like, okay, so now you screwed us again. So yeah, it's just annoying. And like, there's been so many other bugs and glitches, and yeah, I'm not really like a fan or anything. So yeah, as long as it doesn't require like third-party software, you should be fine. Like you would never get banned for it. But because like if you're using the natural game state, it's up to you whether or not you want to report something. It's not your fault. You know what I mean? Medic, you're helping me out, man. You're filling in the holes tonight, man. Thank you. Let's see what you did here. Undrag. What is that? What's that? Hold on. My brain is not in a good state for dealing with this right now. I'm just like so tired today. You have those days where you're just like, ugh. I just kind of want to fuck off and play games all day. But I got to get this done. Okay, so I'm like right here. So you're saying, see, for some reason though, this is false. This is false right here, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to fix this problem first. I think my math will work. It's very similar to how you have yours set up here. You're just changing array elements, which is the same thing as me, just effectively changing the structure. But this is false, and I don't know why though, because on drag detected, we're setting it right here. UI skill slot equipable object reference. What's going on, critics? Nice. Good. You got those things? Dude, I use them all the time, man. All the time. I'm using it right now. Yeah. We're working on it. Did the videos help you a little bit? Like, get started just to kind of like figure out like, oh, maybe I should think about this. Because, dude, no one talks about that stuff. Nobody talks about that stuff. Like, you'll be like looking at all these YouTube videos and they're just like, here's how you start the Unreal Engine. Make sure you download it. It's like, all right, dude, like you got to know, you got to understand like the flow charts. You know, you got to understand that stuff. Because if you don't, you're going to make a huge mistake like I made where you're going to be like a year deep and you'll be like, uh-oh, I did everything wrong. Things are going good, Nava. How you doing there? I didn't. What was the other name that the translator was giving you? I forget what it was. It was like who talks or something. I finally turned it off, so you shouldn't have that problem anymore. Yeah. Yes. To the exactly. That's good. And I do have Trello. I use that all the time too, man. This morning I was taking a dump. Not to get personal, but guess what I do while I'm taking a dump? I'm sitting there looking through my list. I did this, I checked this off, I did, you know, like you gotta have this stuff organized, man. Like you have to. If you don't, you're gonna be screwed. You're gonna be screwed. So I'm glad that helped. Yeah, if you guys don't know what he's talking about my new series that I put on YouTube. It's just getting started. I will be putting more on as soon as this thing loads. I can actually show you what I'm talking about. There it goes. So yeah, it's these right here. So I got the first one, which is Introduction to Game Theory. That's like super important stuff that you probably have never heard of. And then the next one is pipelines, which is also very important. That kind of explains the hierarchy between parent-child relations inside your actors and stuff. So super important. And then, of course, master materials. You only need 3. You only need 3 parent master materials in your entire game, essentially. You can have more, but these are the 3 main ones. And I explain what those are in here. And I'll give you a sneak peek. One is UI, one is landscape, and one is an asset. So you have 3 majors, and then those 3 things trickle down into everything in the entire game. So, yeah, one bunch of Word docs. Yeah, and I was the same way, man. I used to use Google Docs all the time. And it's not a bad place to start, you know, as long as you're writing it down, right? I mean, that's better than nothing. Okay, I got your second one there. Drag detected, 0. Yeah, see, you're sending your... Oh, do you think I need to do... No. See, I'm still doing the same thing you're doing. By the way, you can get rid of this shit. This is just default, but I left mine in there. Yeah, see, you are getting a reference to your thing here, and I'm not. You're doing something different. That's inventory, so you're getting an inventory component. For some reason, this isn't valid, so we need to figure out what's going on here. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure this is actually, like, not lying to me. Sometimes the engine will just lie to you. Let's make sure that this is actually valid. Matic. Is the line trace... No, I still haven't gotten to that. Dude, I got so sidetracked. Right now, what we're working on for the new people watching is an equipment system for our abilities. So you get your skills, you unlock them. If it's an ability, those abilities end up in here, okay? And then you can drag and drop them and equip them over here. And then you always have them, and they're always ready to go. And you can see where they are. We also added this new system where we can actually move this around now. So if I want this to be up here or whatever, you know, we'll always see where that is. It saves as well, so if I just crash the game or leave, it'll come back. It knows what's equipped, where it's equipped, if it's in use, all that stuff. And then we can also move our vitals around too. So we're making things a little bit cleaner with our system here. But the current thing that I'm trying to fix is to do swap functionality. Yeah, you like that? Nice little... It's got a built-in adjuster as well, so it always changes, so it's never the same sound twice. Just something, you know, it's like slightly different pitch every time. But yeah, little details like that do help. Yeah, this doesn't work right now. So everything works except for the swap. So right now, if I want to drag this on top of the one slot, I want them to swap, okay? But we're getting that. It's just overriding it right now. So, and I don't know why. It's so bizarre. It's so freaking bizarre because the error that I'm getting right here, this is saying that the UI slot reference is not correct, okay? And that means that this is not correct. How? Like, I just don't understand how that's possible, because we're literally setting it right here. On drag detected, create it, and set this as the reference. It's coming from here, so I don't know why that's going on. So we're trying to figure that out. Yeah, self is fine. It is self. It is self. This is a new, on the right here, this is a brand new widget, basically. It's like we're creating a drag drop OP. Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, you're right. I forgot to put it over here. Hold on. That could be a problem. That could be the problem. I'm having it on the operation, but I forgot to put it in the actual widget. Good catch. Good catch. All right, maybe that'll be the issue. Hopefully, I shouldn't need this anymore. Yeah, it was driving me nuts. I'm like, why is this not working? I'm like, because it's not in the widget. All right, good call. Good catch. It takes a village, boys. Let's switch it up. Let's get some more energy in here. Let's go with this one. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to put this I have another bug we gotta fix, and it's a nasty one coming up after this one. Okay, so now I want to switch them. Still overrides it. Okay, why is it overriding? I'm still getting a weird slot reference error. That is so freaking bizarre, man. Let me watch this step by step. I know. It's a tricky one right now. We're dealing with a tricky one. Everything else works fine. Like I can equip these, log out, everything's fine, but we can't figure out how to get the unequipped to work. Like when I drag it off, and I can't get swap to work. Yeah, so it's not triggering, which is really odd. Is that normal? Shouldn't that trigger? No, well, it's getting rid of the old one. So if we drag from A to B, right? So if we drag this on top of here, it's getting rid of it in here, but it's just not kicking this over here. The reason why is because it doesn't know what this information is. It loses this slot information. So when we pick something up, it carries this slot information with it. It carries that information with it until we deposit it into here. The problem is, and then when we bring this over here, this is supposed to bring this information back to this side, like that. Essentially, they're just swapping. But for some dumb reason, right in this chain right here, this is the problem. It's for some reason, it's not getting the valid UI information, which is really fucking weird because I'm literally saying right here, you know, UI skill slot equipable, because it's coming from our UI skill slot. That's where we engage in the activity. What's going on, Savage? Thank you so much for the prime, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. 2 month streak. 2 month streak. 10 months total. You're almost at a year, buddy. You're almost at a whole year. Get rid of those damn ads. Am I missing something here? What are you guys finding? My brain is not working today, so I'm on kind of like autopilot. Yeah, maybe. I might have to rearrange it. I agree. Right logic in the wrong place? I don't know. I mean, so this right here is inside the slot. Okay, so this is our slot right here. So like, let's say there's an item here and I start dragging. As soon as I start dragging, it says drag detected, and it will start firing this whole chain off. And it says create a widget, and that's the widget you see floating through the air. And it's this, so we want to have this slot information because this slot has assigned skill, it has assigned number. Like, we need this information. For some reason, it's not. I don't know. It won't even let me like try to like do a break stop on it. I don't understand what's going on. Is it not triggering from there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it not? Maybe we should do it on drop. Instead of drag detected, maybe it needs to be on drop. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I do have it in the wrong spot. You know what I mean? Let me double check the drop. So our drop says, well, no, that looks right too, though. So everything works fine. It's just for some reason, this is false. This is not getting the right information. So we're trying to drag. Do I not want to cast to my drag drop operation? What else can I get out of that? You were tripping? Okay, ads, lovely. The ads are furious, boys. The ads are furious. Yeah, this is a tricky one. I can't seem to figure out why it's not working. Won't be usable even if it just messes around. While the player is dragging it, it won't be usable. Right, but it will on drop. And so that's what this is. So when we drop it, when we drop the base, essentially, that's when this fires off right here. So it says, hey, we've dropped on another slot. So now we're on slot B at this point, and slot B says, hold up, what's coming? What do I have currently? So it saves it. So we're saving our information because we have to use this later. And then it's saying, okay, what are we doing? And then it goes to the drag drop operation, which is perfectly normal. And this is working. And then it says, take the UI slot reference, which was set right here. And then it says, take that slot reference. Whoops. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me find it here. Hang on. Then take that slot reference information, which is blah, 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 blah. I need this to go there, yada, yada, yada. You know, fill in the blank. But for some reason, it's not getting a slot reference correctly, and I do not know why. So let me try. Oh, I think I know why. I think I know why. Wait, what if it's trying to drop and it's sensing the other slots? It wouldn't have data for those, would it? So should I do a validate getter? Because there's more than one slot there, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that fails completely. Okay, so something weird's going on with it's getting the wrong slot information. I really wish it would let me watch this live. Hold on. Okay, yeah, putting it in directly. I'll try that in a minute. Okay, so here comes the information that we want to see. So, see, we've moved something over. Let's see. It just keeps coming out as not valid. You think that this is... Oh, I know what it is. I know what the problem is. Haha. Oh, this is a dumb one. I still don't know how to fix it, but I know what the issue is. So, the slot reference that we're getting is for the slot that we just left from. That's the problem. So, we're getting a reference to slot 1, but we're dropping on slot 2. So if I'm taking from slot 1, I have slot 1's reference. But then when I drop onto slot 2, it's like, this isn't accurate because this drag drop feature only drops on slot 2 because that's where I dropped it. So it's trying to scan slot 2. I think it's the issue. It's still a little weird though, right? Because we chose the reference. Yeah. I'm thinking of different, because why else would this be not valid every time? You know what I mean? Like it should be valid. So I think it's because on drop detected, or on drag detected, sorry. So when we drag, well, there's one way to prove this, right? Let's do this. If we add a display name print, I'll bet you anything this is going to print out. Hopefully it tells us which slot this is. That's weird. Why is it not printing anything? Am I going crazy? Like, what? I'm going to restart the engine. I don't know what's going on right now. This doesn't make any sense. I'm like super confused. Dude, UI is like a whole black hole, man. Like, it can get so freaking confusing. Okay, first of all, drag drop. I can get rid of tag and UI visual image. What is this? VP drag drop. There it is. Drag visual. Oh, won't let me get rid of it? Fantastic. All right, whatever. Oh, because it's an actual hierarchy. Okay, got it. Maybe. You think it's the data that's coming through? Well, there's a way we could test that too. I could say, let's try this. It would update when we reload the game, right? In theory. All right, so RV is the way we have it. So now it should be VR when we come back. I mean, we're getting an error, so I doubt it, but yeah, it's still the way that we had it. Because we had RV and then we swapped it so it should be VR. So it like reverted. It didn't even go through the whole system because it crashed. It got rid of this because that's in the middle of the chain, and then it died because we didn't get to the end of the chain of the sequence. Okay, let me think about this for a minute. Let me try to create like a backdoor hook here because this is ridiculous. It's just a fucking swap. I don't know why it's so hard. I could just make it visual. Now, so here's the other thing too. A normal drag and drop, like you said, Nava, is usually just a cheesy image swap. You are correct. But this is not a normal situation. So when we're swapping this, we're actually swapping true equipped. So it's like, yes, that is actually equipped. That's saved as our data. That's where it is. It's in the correct slot. It changes the hotkey. So like, it's like legit. It's the actual item. It's not like, you know, something that's just like an image only. And the reason for that is because we can get way more functionality out of that. So that way, like the hotkeys, the cooldowns, everything will be internal on that button. When we equip it, like that's it. I mean, the cooldowns relatable, the amount that it costs to use is all relatable. Like everything's legitimate. So it's kind of like a swap on crack. It's like a super swap function because we're swapping. We're not just swapping images. We're swapping full structures. So there's a lot of data that we're trying to move, you know, to and from. It's actually quite easy, but I don't know why. It's just it keeps thinking that this thing is not correct, and I don't know why. Let's go through the basic stuff. Let's make sure I didn't screw something simple up. Okay, so this is self. This is skill slot equipable. Create the drag drop operation. Skill slot equipable. Yep. Skill slot equipable. Okay. Exposed. Yep. Yep. All right. And then on the flip side, when we drop it, oh yeah, you think the widget thing? you think maybe the self is dying or something? Well, I can't though, because hold on. Drag skill widget. Drag drop operation. You're saying to put, well, it is. It's the UI reference. So if we set this here, then we're getting that UI through here. Oh, maybe I got to go through the hook twice. UI drag skill. That's UI ref. So if I get UI ref, that gets me this, and then I get slot equip ref. Hold on, I think we got it. So UI ref to slot equip ref. UI ref slot equip. I got a cast to it, I bet. I bet you that's what it is, because it has to be specific. No, it's not this at all, though, is it? It's UI reference. UI ref. I gotta name these things better. Hold on, this is throwing me off. Drag detected. Okay, so on drag drop operation, we have UI ref, which is supposed to be our UI drag skill. So I'll say UI ref needs to be UI drag skill. Ship it. If I worked for Dune, I would ship it. Oh, but bump. Shots fired. Okay, so skill slot. What's this? Let's see, that's just a user widget reference. That needs to be UI drag skill. UI drag skill is UI ref. There we go. We're getting closer, I think. I think there's like so many moving parts at once. It's very confusing, and my brain's not like, my brain wanted to take a vacation today. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that looks normal. Now we got to make sure this one's correct. So UI drag skill. The F is this thing. It's this one. This one has a reference right here, and this has to be, yeah, skill slot equip. So let's change the name of that. So we know that that's the slot. Okay, so that's good. And then we create this, and then out of the drag drop operation, we should be getting UI drag skill. Is that right? No, skill slot equipable. Skill slot equipable. Skill slot. There we go. Good Lord, man. There we go. That goes there, that goes there. Okay, now, on drop. We want to get, now that I have the actual names correct, we want to get the UI slot equipable. There we go. And then this one, should be able to just do this. I mean, that's like literally, that should work. I don't know. Let's see what happens, I guess. Oh, okay. Did you send it? Okay. Let me hold on 1 second. God damn it. Still doesn't work. Fuck, man. It just keeps thinking that that UI skill slot equipable is not valid. It's not, for some reason it's not. God damn. Let's just really spoon feed here. Let's just really spoon feed. Because this is getting ridiculous. I don't usually have this many problems with a UI handoff. See, it literally says that. Like, that's why it's so confusing. Because, like, this is telling me, hey, man, you're good. You know, I see this. This is the correct reference. And then when I pass it through the system, it's not correct. And I think the main reason is because it's technically a different slot. I'm just going to have to move on to something else because I'm killing too much time on this. Let me see what you sent here. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to show it on stream. What the fuck? Oh my god, that's insane. You know, I noticed something similar to that too, because let's just say I moved a vehicle around and I noticed that there were some issues with it. That's ridiculous. Oh man, that's crazy. That's so dumb. I'll tell you right now, it makes me not want to play it that much when I know that it's that easy to do. I was telling some friends that the other day. I was like, guys, you know, like if you're going to grind that hard, you know, that's just crazy. Stupid. Stupid. Crazy, crazy, my man. Crazy, crazy. Well, you know, what you could do is just keep playing and wait for them to wipe your ass. That's pretty much what's going to happen at this point. I mean, if people are duping that easy, then what's the point, man? I don't know. As soon as I know that someone can cheat in a game, I usually don't want to play it anymore. And I can't believe that this is a finished game, right? Like, it's a AAA studio that just cranked out Dune. Oh, did you just... I didn't realize you threw a sound effect down. Hold on, let me grab you real quick. Hang on a second. If I can find the damn thing. There you go.
I do believe that the proverbial shit has, in fact, hit the fan.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Is it a lag switch or something like that? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't personally ever use third-party software, but still, you shouldn't be able to do that. So, right, yeah, that's called a lag switch, basically. Yeah. You're basically artificially creating a disconnection point so that what it does is it doesn't know if A or B is true, so therefore it says they're both true. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That sucks that it's so easy. Ugh. Is what it is. Is what it is. AAA studio, finished game, multi-million-dollar budget. Easier to hack than some single-player games. Yeah, I know. Well, and I really actually like Bitcraft. I was playing Bitcraft with my buddy the other day, and it's actually really good. It's just that they're talking about wiping Bitcraft. They're like, oh yeah, this is actually going to be more of like a beta test. And it's like, dude, you just said it was launched. So it's like, what the fuck? That's why, like, with my game, I didn't dick around with anything. I didn't do shit. There's no early access. There's no nothing. It's just, yeah, here you go. It's out. It's fucking, it's you know, it's like a work in progress. Deal with it. I called it pre-alpha because it is pre-alpha, but I'm not saying it's like early alpha or anything. I'm just like slowly getting better. Buy it if you want it. Play it if you want, you know. Because I'm just so sick of the lies out there. It's like these companies are like, oh, you know, it's this and that. No, it's not. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. A AAA studio that's an MMO should not have people duping items by like doing willy-nilly shit in the game. Like, you should not have that capability. Now, granted, you're never safe, but that shit runs through a server. Like, where's the server check, dude? You know, like, did you have the resources to craft this? Yes. Here's your item. If not, go fuck yourself. That's what the server is supposed to do. You know, it's a bouncer. It's supposed to be like, hey, you ain't allowed in here, asshole. And they didn't do that. They just let players make their own shit on their own clients, which is remarkably ridiculous. Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. Yeah, they cut down on all the server checks so that they would get more people to go through. Yep, I totally agree. It's funny you said that because I was saying the same damn thing when I heard that. I was like, oh, they just wanted better network optimization. Well, what we could do, I can just hear them at the meeting now. They're probably like, well, what we could do is we could just, like, you know, not care. And then we'll act like we fixed it later. And then we'll just patch it. But for now, we'll just roll with it so we get more people to play. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I noticed the IDs are really weird. They have a flicker when you open up their inventory. It's really bizarre. Have you noticed that? Like, if you open up an inventory and scroll real fast, all the items start shuffling with different, like, icons. So I don't know if they didn't, like, if it's not loading correctly or if they have, like, a bad UI. Like, it's, like, the UI is loading too quickly and it doesn't have a next tick delay or something. I don't know. But it's like, why am I seeing all this weird information pop up on my screen? Like, how is a shirt turning into, like, a car part and then turning back into a shirt? Like, what? Like, what? So maybe it's because they're, like, trying to load soft references weird? I don't know. I have no clue. Doesn't make any sense. I know my game doesn't do that. So whatever. Although I'm not using a massive server to dedicate it, so I'm sure there's more things that I'm not aware of, but it's like, damn. I don't know. I would probably try to fix those problems before I launched it to millions of players, but that's just me. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Can I get the actual slot information? Maybe I need to cast when I directly push into it. Let's try that. I don't freaking know. Of course, get fucked. That's not gonna work either. I'd have to make this a user interface. They just release good enough for day one and slowly fix things for the next 5 years? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's so annoying. Right. Well, they can't ban players that are not using third-party software. That's the first problem. You can't. It's against their own TOS. Like, if you're not using third-party software and you're just duping stuff because their code is bad, I mean, you can't blame people for doing it. So, like the repair glitch, you know, stuff like that. Like, for the repair glitch, all you had to do was literally put your shit in a box, break the box, pick up the box, log out, log in, and all your shit's fixed. Like, what? So that's just like bad code, man. That's terrible. Yeah, it is a third party, so they should be. Yeah, I mean, well, it might not be detectable though. So a lot of their anti-cheat software just basically scans your Alt Control Delete task manager, and it just looks for what you're running. So if it's called something different that's not on their blacklist, then they'll never know what the fuck you're doing. Because you got to remember, they're not allowed to do certain things to scan your computer because it's against other terms of service, like with the federal government, because it becomes a spy system. So they're kind of like in this limbo state with security versus rights, where you can't. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the story, but like Blizzard actually got in trouble for this. Blizzard had a bunch of people cheating and hacking in their game. So what they did is they had this patch come out where it was like this super ultra aggressive like scanner essentially, and it would see everything on your computer. And it was so invasive that they could see everything. Like anything and everything you were doing, they could basically see what you were downloading, what you were looking at, everything. And they're like, uh-oh. And so the government stepped in and was like, no way. Like, you guys can't have that shit running. But it worked. It got rid of the hackers. They were innocently, like, they didn't record anything, and they were essentially, like, when they did it, they didn't realize it would be that invasive to begin with, and so they immediately wiped the data and they got rid of it. But the government stepped in immediately and was like, you guys can't have something that aggressive. And they're like, well, we'll never be able to stop it then. So, you know, that's kind of the trade-off, you know, unfortunately. They have to be super invasive in order to know exactly what you're running on your computer. And I mean, in the day of AI, like, you can make any kind of cheater you want. Like, I can tell Grok right now to basically like design something that would allow me to hack in a game, and no one would be able to detect it because it's a brand new program. No one else has it. It's custom. I could call it banana, you know, and they'll never know what the fuck it is. So yeah, cheating is not hard at all. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of scary. And then on the flip side, like, I'm all about freedom and privacy. So it's like, you have the right to do whatever you want in private. Like, you shouldn't have companies like knowing everything about you. So, you know, it's a catch-22. What you could do is you could act like how Korea acts, or Japan, where it's like basically illegal to cheat in a game, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, it's a fucking video game. So, you know, it's like, which way do you go with it? Like, you can actually go to jail in South Korea if you cheat in a game. Like, that's insane. That's insane. But people don't cheat as much, so I don't know. It's a catch-22, man. All right, so here's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. Management tool, not a hacking program. Control monitor. Right. Right. Yeah. This man's match. Yeah, like 0.002 cents. Yeah, those commercials aren't gonna pay the bills, I can tell you that much. And nor do the subs. It's all pretty trivial, to be honest with you. Twitch is one of the, if you're talking profit for Twitch, the only thing that you can ever actually make is like if you have like 300 viewers a day, actual viewers, not bots, and it's got to be like, you've got to be running a shit ton of ads. They got to be good ads. You got to be sponsored. You know, then you can kind of make a little bit of money. But if you're not doing that, forget it. That's why I'm just like, whatever. They won't ever even make me a partner. I mean, I used to have like tons of viewers way back before I took like all that time off, and they're like, no. It's like, okay, whatever. So, is what it is. I met the requirements at the time. I've seen other people that don't meet requirements and they get partners, so it's all one big sham anyways. Even if you get partner, you still don't even make that much more. Yeah, Pi is really good. I use Pi. Yeah. Who doesn't like a little pie, right? Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is... I don't know how this isn't working. I don't know. I'm so mind-boggled right now. I'm so mind-boggled. And it's not giving me any print string information, which is another problem. Maybe it's bugged. I don't know. I could reset. Let me restart my engine. Maybe it is an engine issue, because it doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Like, how are you not getting a reference to what I just told you to have a reference to? At the very least, it should still have a reference to it. You know what I mean? It should still have a reference. It can fail all at once, but it should not have a bad reference. And that's what's like confusing the shit out of me right now. So Dune's a piece of shit. That's good to know. Let me see if there's any information on Bitcraft wiping. I'm being honest with you, Bitcraft was actually pretty fun. Bitcraft is a slow burn. Just like a heads up, it's a slow burn. So like you're gonna start playing it and be like, nah. And then you're gonna be like, and it's going to slowly turn into, okay, this is fun. It's a slow burn. So it takes some time, but once you get into it, it's very addictive. When is the game Bitcraft suspected to wipe since their latest launch? Yeah, maybe there's like a bad structure somewhere. I don't know. I mean, I just cleaned those up before stream though, so I don't know. No information on the next wipe. Lovely. Beta test wipe. See, there's rumor out there that they're gonna wipe this damn thing. I don't know. It's funny, like, I don't want to deal with a wipe in Bitcraft, but I do want to deal with a wipe in Dune. Alright, are we back up yet? Still booting. Oh my god. She doing metahuman? Jesus Christ. I haven't messed with the new metahuman creator yet. I don't want to until I get deformation clothing to work. Because otherwise it's, what's the point? That's pretty funny though. All right, let's see what happens here. Yeah, 5.6. That's what I'm on. Yeah. Nope. Still no updates. Nash, you haven't missed anything. Okay, so we do have some errors. That's good. That's good. Yeah, see, something wasn't right somewhere. I just reset the engine because I got to a point where I'm like, something doesn't make sense. All right, this is actually pretty important. This is why we couldn't use our abilities, so that's good. Have to fix this anyways. Been meaning to do this. Just needed to kick it in the ass so it would give me what I needed. Let's see, button text skill, that's fine. Awesome. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, basically it keeps saying that, like, we know what the problem is, but for some reason the problem makes 0 sense. Essentially, it's saying that we don't have a valid UI, but we're giving it the UI. So it makes no sense. Player state. It's like all these areas, I gotta remember where they are. Selected, break, skills only, that in there. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Magatron? I don't think I've ever seen her. Wish you're good at blueprints, and I wish I could understand what all those nodes you have there do. I mean, I could explain some of them, but I'd probably bore you to death. I mean, this is just a reference to my player controller. Inside my player controller, I'm getting the reference to my main player state. And then out of my main player state, I'm getting the reference to the current commander that I'm using, which I set in the beginning of the game. And then I'm saying inside the commander, which is the character, give me all the skills that are learned for this character. Then list all those. That's what a loop does. So we're just looping and listing all those things out. And then we're just saying if the button text equals nothing, then do nothing. But if the button text, can't even talk anymore, equals something, then add 1 to our current amount of abilities. This is just a little counter. This is just saying, like, how many abilities do we currently have learned? That's all this is saying. And I use this later for deciding, scalability for, like, players and stuff. But it's no big deal. That's all that was. It has a screen drop things. Yeah, it's just not empty space. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be easier to do it that way, but you're talking about, like, to unequip stuff? Ah, the last one. The skill button was giving us an issue. Let's see what's wrong in here. It's probably because we renamed this. Yeah. Back skill. That goes here. Wait a minute. I think I might have just discovered something. When we drag, we're dragging a skill. We're not dragging from a slot, are we? We're dragging from a skill button. There's 2 different kinds. Yeah. Which means we need to get the actual reference inside of this because technically we changed it by the time we drag it from somewhere else. Oh my god, dude. Well, at least we just figured that out. Okay, so then I need to know the slot data once we're placed. So I need to say UI slot ref, UI skill slot. And we're gonna wanna, I don't think we need to expose this, do we? Oh, man, I really don't want to have to expose everything, but whatever. Just for now, let's expose it. Okay, so when we drag and drop our actual skill on top of a slot, which is this, on drop, little bastard. Little freaking bastard. So it's always going to be this, not equipped, da-da-da-da-da. Where's my create? Where do I do that at? Find similar, update skill slot. Right here. Right here. Right here. Ping. Self. There we go. Okay, so now what we do is we come back to our skill button and we grab our reference and we plug that little bastard in there. Yeah. And this is supposed to have an assigned slot, by the way. I don't know why that doesn't have a slot. Hold on a second. Let me think about this. I guess that's okay because we're technically getting it from somewhere else. Hold on. Let me see if this works now. I'm gonna be so pissed. Wasted all that time looking in the wrong area. I think we still might have some errors, but we got it. We fucking got it. That was the issue. I thought that didn't make any fucking sense, man. I'm like, why would this always think that it's failing? All right, no errors. We're clean. We're good. All right. Motherfucker. I know. I gotta turn my AC on. Dude, that pisses me off, man. Like, what the hell, dude? All right, at least we fixed the damn thing. Yeah, the engine restart helped me because it found an error, and then the error was like right next to something else that I noticed. Jesus Christ. Okay. So fun fact, this now works. So we can swap these out. We can do whatever we want with them. If I put this on 4, it automatically gets rid of that. If I bring this over here and put it on top of that, it already knows. If I put this on here, it does what it's supposed to do. It gets rid of that one because we moved that there and we replaced that. That's correct. Okay, and if I go back here, go like this. Okay, so however we want to set that up, if I leave now, VR, I'll fix this in a minute. That's from the old one. If I go back to this now and play it, it should be fine. There it goes, VR. So it's the same order, and I can just move this however I want it. So yeah, we're looking good. Let me clean up these errors real quick because we were doing some weird shit here. I don't think we need this anymore, do we? I don't think we need any of B, basically. Oh wait, we still do because we're dropping. Hold on. I gotta think of how to do this carefully. I still got an error. I know. I still did get an error though. I gotta fix that. I mean, I could do this, but I don't know. Let's see if this fixes the problem. I think it might be for like rogue slots. I have a walk error I gotta fix. Okay, I think that it was just for rogue elements. Remember how it's like more than one slot? Yeah. So I think it was like dragging on top of all of them, and it was like reacting weird. I don't know. So for the other ones, we're just saying don't do anything. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna bookmark it though, because that's a little odd. I don't know. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I could try that too. I'll just leave it like this for now, because it's supposed to have the dedicated, you know what I mean? Like, it should know exactly which one it is, but yeah. I don't know. I'll screw around with it. If I find some more errors with it, I'll, you know, we'll take another peek at it. I got a much worse bug that I haven't been able to figure out. Okay, so that's essentially done. So you guys are going to love this error. You're going to absolutely love it. Yeah, duplicate work. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. You know, you can use the widget switcher too. If you gotta look for like dupes and stuff, you can use that widget audit system. It's pretty good. Okay, so here's the error that I'm having. Look at how slow she's walking. It's like she broke her foot. So basically, for some reason, my game is resetting my speed and my damage. I have no idea why. I've been hunting this bug now for almost 2-3 days. So let's wipe it and let's start a new save. I gotta fix that asteroid, it's way too close. And then we gotta fix the hair and shit. It's not appearing still. Fucking grooms, man. I don't know what that was all about. Alright, so when I make my character... yeah, it's fucking... It's just non-stop fucking errors, man. It drives me nuts. Okay, so everything's fine, right? We created our character, life is good, everyone wants to play the game, they love it, awesome. And then we get XP. We can level up. You've leveled up. We can learn new shit, which right now is just one area. Everything works fine. But if I go into a new map, see my my IDs were still skipping there. I gotta fix that. To get some shit on. I gotta do a resync on that animation blueprint. So we're all geared up and ready to go, and then we go over to your map here. And if I join this map, it resets all of my speed. Everything gets reset. And it doesn't matter. I know for a fact it's something to do with the main server, which is the main game. And it's anytime it gets pinged, I don't know, it's fucking ocean issues. Come on, load. Okay. So I can't walk. I'm fucked. Oh, you like the map? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I put a lot of time into it. It's a brand new version too. I had an older one and now I made a new one. I flew right through that. I should have shown you a little bit more. But anyways, like this error, it just came out of freaking nowhere. Like I don't understand what the hell's going on. And now it's forever saved. Even if I go back to this, like I can't walk, I can't move. Now I've tried desperately to like figure out where the leak is. And I know it doesn't happen in the home world. So it has to have something to do with like the main game mode. Like on startup or something. But I've like checked everything. I mean, I've done this for 3 days now. No, it's any map that uses the main game mode. It gets worse. Let's say I make a brand new character. Okay, so let's do this again. Hold on. It's so bizarre, dude. It's so bizarre. Like I literally looked for every single variable in the entire game that uses speed, and there's nothing. Like it doesn't make any sense. I'm almost at the point of wanting to just like strip the variable and redo it because I don't know what's going on. Okay, so if I go to main menu, I delete everything. When I do a fresh, it's just like a total wipe when I do that. It clears all my data. So now I create a brand new character. Yeah. Speed is, yeah, it's gonna suck redoing that. Okay, so let's get into the game. Everything else is fine. So, brand new character, no problem, right? Let's leave. And now let's just start on this map. Okay, so this map represents a normal main game mode, which is the main server. And that's where we're having our issues. Okay, so I'm in the game. I still have my speed, right? Because nothing's changed yet. As soon as I add XP, whether I level up or not, it goes through the system. The system then changes it to 0 at that moment. At that moment, her speed and her damage have just been changed to 0. Now, I can still walk, even though her shit's been set to 0, which makes no sense. But if I leave now and come back, now she has 0. Because it's refreshed the load. So I can't do anything. Oh, lucky me, I got a chest right next to me. Update to 5.6? Yeah. 5.6 is really good. It's way better than all the other engine versions. I mean, not only does it give you a lot of the new updated cool shit, but there's very few bugs. It's really good. You've procrastinated for months. I don't know. Right. Like, why is she moving? So the first thing, like, let's try to figure out the bug, because I've been trying to figure this bug out for a while, and it is a wacky one, man. It is a wacky one. So here's the chronological events. BPC is made. Okay. This is when we create a new character. So I'll just say character created, speed default 600. Okay. Then we go to our homeworld map. All homeworld, fine. No matter what we do, we're fine. So we're fine at this point. It doesn't care. I can load, I can reload, I can level up, I can do whatever I want. It's fine. But when we go into our other one, which is our main game mode, These are two different game modes. When I go into another game mode and I do anything such as I trigger XP gain, or I do anything updating character, basically. If I update the character at all, that's where the problem starts. I like an update. You better download it. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. You'll like it. Yeah, it's a save. Yeah, well, it's really weird. So, like, the save system... So, when we first join from our main menu, we actually we do a little mini protocol here that says, do we have a save? No, then let's create one. And that's no big deal. That's fine. And then once we have our save, it then adds data to it. So it loads the save. If we don't have a save that's loaded, it'll actually kick us over to character creation. We make the character, and then we come back. So regardless, we're in the home world, we have a character, everything's fine. And then we leave, and we go to a playable map, which is the main game mode. And for some reason, going back to our save in here, it just changes it to 0. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no default. Yeah, no. It's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to say, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you here 1 second. Hold on. Let me get rid of some of this other shit because we're kind of done with that now. It's so bizarre, guys. I've never seen a bug like this in my life. It doesn't make any sense. And at first I was thinking, well, do I have some kind of like police enforcer somewhere? You know, because I have hidden enforcers sometimes, like an enforcement node or an enforcement timed, sequence, or a timed event, or a secret actor somewhere that's like checking for hackers or checking for speed hacks or whatever. And I checked all that stuff, and there's nothing. There's nothing that would do that. So I'm really freaking confused. So I cleaned my end. So for those who don't know anything about this project, it's pretty clean. It shouldn't have any issues. So when I gain XP through the hack or whatever, natural means, artificial means, we come right here, okay? This one right here. So we add XP, and this is why I'm showing this to you. So let's get into this real fast. So we do the math for XP, which works. Everything's fine. And then this also is for overlapping XP. So like, let's say I give myself 1,000,000 XP, it'll actually give me all of the levels right to maximum. So everything's fine. And then we come here where we save. Okay. So this is just for XP, but this is what breaks it. So we come in here and we say, we want to save BPC, which means our character. BPC is character for me. It means blueprint character, or blueprint commander, or whatever. So blueprint stats, level, cosmetics, etc. So it's character based. So that's right down here. Okay. And all we're doing is we're taking our player state. Oh my god, fucking ads. I'll wait for the ads to finish. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking it might have something to do with the game mode but there's nothing in there that does that. That's the weirdest thing. And it doesn't happen on a fresh load. It only happens on an interactive load, meaning I change something and then it has to like save and then load again, or like re-update. Okay, sorry, I was waiting for those ads to finish. Hold on. I got a new hand-me-down phone from family, and it's an Apple, and I fucking hate Apple with a passion. Anyways, okay. Small side note. All right, so it's like always doing shit that I don't want it to do. So, yeah, so let's go over the basics, okay? So this is where it goes wrong. So when I start the game, we have... Well, I'll just show you because it's easier than explaining it. So we have a main player state, okay? So here we go. What happens when we start the game? That's old. We grab everything from our save file, right? Everything from our save file. And we spit it out into our player state, which means PS, okay? So anything PS means player state. So we're saying get our save file and make sure that we're in sync, essentially, so that we can play the game. And then we read off of our PS files, not our save file. Because you wouldn't like constantly keep casting to your save file and all that stupid shit. Plus, people can hack horribly easy that way. So we go through our PS file. So our PS files says, okay, get our player connected. And this is it right here. This is the big boy right here. So it says, get our current commander, which has all this information. Plus, it has all of this information. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, so it's a big file. Right, so this is all the information for our character. And so all of these are set by default when you start your character. And this is kind of a cool system if anyone new is thinking of doing something like this. But anyways, those are all part of skill right here, all right? And skill is a part of this. So that's it. So all we're doing is we're saying, take this, put it in there. Yeah, speed is in there. Yes, I'll show you speed 1 second. So once this is set, what we do is we come over here and we make sure that all of our stats are actually set correctly to our PS stuff. Okay, so here comes our PS. So every single PS in the game is being synced to what all of these are. So here's our stats from our reference. This is all accurate. This all works fine. There's speed right there. There's damage. Okay, so everything's working correctly. Damage, speed, and then we hit these. So like speed base, for example, this comes off of that, right? Like put a hard code value in there. Well, I've read this in real time and it's correct. So let me put a breakpoint on that just to show you what I'm talking about real quick. It's so weird, guys. It's not an easy fix. I wish it was, but it's not. Okay, so right now it thinks my speed is 0. That speed came from here, which came from our stats, which came from our character, which came from here, which came from here. So our save game at this point on this fresh load thinks that we legitimately have nothing. It's not the save game's fault. That's just what's going on. But let's do things differently here. Let's go to main menu. Let's wipe our data. Let's make a new character. I could try a different character in a minute, but I tried 2 different women and it still did the same thing, so I don't think it matters that much. So here we go. Wait for it. So now it's fine, right? So it's set to 600. That came from here, 600. Okay. So what just basically happened was we made a fresh character. It pulled the default from a data table. It gave it to the commander file, and then it saved it. So we're good. Everything's fine. Yep, and it's saved. It automatically saved as soon as it happened. Yeah, so now let's load the game. We haven't done anything. So now let's load the game. Let's see what it says. 600, right? So everything's fine. The game works perfectly fine, but there's a few things to consider when I just did that. We loaded into the game, and we were loaded into a home world. Right, so I can change levels, which we're going to do right now. So now I'm going to load into a main game mode. There's only 2 modes in my entire game that matter. It's the home world, which is like your safe place, and then there's the main game mode, which is any other map that you can possibly imagine, meaning like playtime, right? So we're going to load into the main game mode right now. This map simulates the main game mode. So I hit play. It's now traveling to this map, loads our data, And I'm obviously running, so we're good to go, right? So, the problem does not persist in there. This is where it gets weird. If I go to my player state, sorry, not the player state, the save game. So remember I was talking about this earlier? Yeah, I just did. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same, Nash. Yeah. Everything's fine up to this point. Everything's fine. So I loaded into the main map, and the speed was okay. You'll know because I won't be able to walk. and it is the same. I did check it with a breakpoint last time. So no, that's the thing. That's the other weird thing. Let me show you this real fast before we break it. Let me go over here. Let's go to our actual data table for all commanders. These are pulled on creation. Okay, so who do I want to make today? I want to make a male. I want to make a female. I want to make this version of a female. So no matter what the fuck you make, it comes from here. This entire thing has commander stats. So you can see all the stats down here, and look at base speed. Default 600. I mean, like, I don't really know what else to do. Like, the default is 600. So why is it changing to 0? So it's got to be something else. So it's not the data table. It's not coming from the originality. So here's where things get really fucking bizarre. I'm going to show you the actual spot that I found it change. Like, seriously, this is like Bermuda Triangle shit. You ready? Watch this. So I'm going to play the game, and my character's speed is going to be fine. I'm going to give myself XP, which only does XP. It has nothing to do with the stat for speed. And when I save it, you'll notice right here, that's why I have a print string here, all of a sudden the speed will switch to 0. And it's coming from the local player state, which comes from the save game. It makes no sense. So we load the game from the save file. The save file has 600 speed. It gives the player state 600 speed. And then I give myself XP, and it says, okay, take the player speed, which is now 0. What? And apply it to the save game. That's what it does. That's literally what it does. It literally just makes up 0. And I cannot figure it out. I cannot figure it out. And I will show that to you right now. It's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. Okay. So, to prove this, I'm going to prove it. So, we're going to start the game up. Here comes the speed test. So, we just booted the game up. We just started the game. Here's our speed. You ready? I got to get past it. 600. So, we have 600 speed. We're good to go. Okay? And then this goes down later into a BPC boot up system, which then says how much speed do I have, and it pulls from here inside the commander. So we're good to go, right? So we have 600 speed. I can run around. Great. Now here we go. I'm going to add XP. I'm going to give myself 500 XP. It's going to save it because it just got XP. And watch what it does. What's my current speed? 0. What? I do nothing that touches speed. All we did is we did this. You can see it right here. We can follow along. Incoming XP. Should we loop or not? Stats, XP, level, current level. Has nothing to do with speed. XP. I've gone over this like 5 times. XP, PS, we're changing PS, current XP, incoming local XP. We're setting right here, we're going back to our player state, and we're saying only change our current level and our XP, keep everything else the same. My only thought is that for some reason it's just not doing that. It's not doing what this is supposed to do. I don't know. I mean, we're doing members. So members by nature says only change Like this right here is probably okay at this point. I don't know. I don't have that set up yet. I don't have that set up yet to like kill something and get XP. I don't have that yet. So all we did is we got XP. We came in here and we're fucked. At this moment, we barely got into our save file and we're fucked. Here comes our save file, which is right here. Hold on. And you can see right here, our local player, our stored value, and it says speed 0. Damage 0. 1 second ago, we had speed, and all I did was say, give me XP, and it did. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, there's no funky shit. Like, you literally have seen all the data yourselves. Like, this is the only thing that we just triggered. We just did this, which looks crazy. All it is XP. It's just math that says, take this, if there's more, carry over. If we exceed it, give us a level. That's it. There's nothing weird in here. But what I'm thinking is that for some reason, it's like fucking with the defaults. But here's what's even more weird. If it was changing our defaults, then why are the other defaults okay? Everything else is fine on my defaults, except for speed and damage, which makes no sense. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Right. Yeah. Right in here. Yep. Yeah, it's set to 0. Right, exactly. I don't know why. Why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Literally 1 second ago, it was 600. That's what we're confused about. Like, literally 1 second ago. So, all I did is this. Yeah. Right. So, how is this changing that, is the question. We're getting our level, our max level, our XP. We're assigning those to individual variables inside the structure. We're choosing only those members, right? But why is speed changing? Why is damage base changing? Why? Nothing else changed. You would assume that if this was a wipe, right? Like if it fucked up, it would either A, go to default, which it didn't do, or B, it would wipe everything except for current level and XP. Everything would go back to 0, right? Like that's usually what would happen. But it's not. And we've done nothing else at all. The only thing I can think of is like a handoff through the server. So let's watch that. And you guys will laugh at that because it's not that. Doesn't make any sense at all, dude. No, I don't override the full structure. No. It's not how it works. Look at right here. Modifies the actual structure. So it modifies it. When you use a member, this modifies the structure. Okay? And we're choosing to only modify the current level and the XP. Okay? If I wanted to modify other things, I would turn them on as such and we would change those, but we're not. We're only modifying XP. Otherwise, everything else would be 0. If that's true, then everything else would be 0. Yeah, that was probably leftover XP at the time. That's why it said 0. Yeah, this right here, that's for like if it's over or whatever, if it's out and the loop's canceled. But regardless, if we're basically saying this is the variable for the commander, and then we're setting the members only for current level and XP. Yeah, but the defaults aren't 0. That is how it works. Green Coke, that is how it works. I'm sorry, but that's how it works. I've done it numerous times with hundreds of other mechanics. That is how it works. So if it was to set it to default, here's the default. There's all your defaults right here. There you go. Speed 600, damage 10. So why would it go to 0 then? Try setting speed to 1200? No way. I can fix it if I want to be like quick about it. I'm trying to figure out why it's doing it. We need to solve the actual problem, not go. There's a million ways we could go around the problem. Blueprint library. Okay, so the real question here is what's happening when we get to this actual function? So if we're actually going to get to this function and we're going to modify those specific variables, which we know works because it's worked in a million other things. So if it needs to be modified, it's coming from our server. So we go back to the server, and this is the loophole that I keep getting into. What are you talking about? Open the drop down. It says on the debug that the value you set there is 0. Yeah, I know, because it got set somewhere else. That's what we're trying to say. That's what we're trying to say, bro. I don't think you understand. You just respectfully kind of hopped in here at the last minute. You may not have been listening the entire time. So no, whatever. I'm not going to keep re-explaining myself. Anyways, so moving forward, when I hit play here, and we make a brand new character, main menu, wipe, create, female, blah, 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 same exact everything, play. Okay, so now we're all set up to defaults. We're good to go. Now let's see where this is actually being triggered from. So this, when I hit, this is the actual thing right here, but I'm going to follow it from the beginning when I actually press the fucking button. So we go to UI, dev menu, add XP. Okay. Freeze. Here we go. Now the fun begins. Okay, so here we go. So we're in the actual game. Everything's fine. We know that it's fine because we can run around, so it's pretty obvious that our speed is fine. So now I'm going to cheat and give myself XP, which is nothing crazy. It's the exact same formula I would use for anything else. Except as soon as I press this button, it's going to go through a hook that's going to go from dev menu to server. It's going to transfer me over to the function, the blueprint library function that'll then say add XP, which will then say save when you're done. Okay? So at this very moment, our speed is 600. Our other vitals are okay. Look at my shields. They're slowly regenerating on the bottom of the screen. That means I have shield regeneration. I have health regeneration. I have everything else. Every single stat in the game is set to default. Okay? So here we go. Boom. Let's watch it play out. What game mode are we in? We are in colony mode. Here we go. Add XP. Here comes the add. Add XP. This is going to go through a big-ass cycle that nobody really cares about. But the point is, let's at least try to get to one system here. Okay. So at this moment in time, we just hit our first moment where we're actually pulling data from our actual character. Okay. Of course, I can't see shit. Now we're getting a data table for levels, which is nothing to do with anything connected to the character other than a mathematical formula. Blah, 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 blah. And here's where we set our first structure. So at this moment, my speed is now 0. As soon as we added this, my speed has now been set to 0. That's the first moment. We've done nothing else. That's all we've done. And the damage is also 0. So the damage and the speed go to 0. But look at the other stuff. Health regeneration, stamina, focus regeneration, shield regeneration, which we saw was working fine before. Everything else is all still doing its normal default. It is. It is, though. Yeah, but Green, there's no reason why the variable should change like that, is what I'm trying to say. There's no reason for it to. If I tell it to change the members for, you know, XP, it should only change XP. It should not affect anything else. You can see it's working because nothing else was affected. The death despawn timer, the repair rate, everything is still default. And the default for speed inside the data table is 600. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it is what it is. It's just very odd. Doesn't make any sense. And from that point on, we're fucked, basically. So, makes no sense whatsoever. Local player state recreated, but the variable is missing. What does that mean? Where did you see that? Oh, is that when I hovered over the main player state? It might be because I'm inside of a blueprint library, and sometimes it doesn't give you like everything you want to see. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's not green. Green, my boy. Please trust me on this, my man. Green Coke. Let me show you again. My default is 600. My default is 600. The reason why it says 0 is because that is the error. That is literally the error that we're telling you about. The default is 600. I don't know how many more times I can tell you this. I know we're all trying to like figure out a problem here, but I'm not like I can't tell you any more brighter than this. So this is the female character that we created, okay? These are the stats. Now read with me here. Read with me. I'm going to give you some time on this one. There's speed base right there. What does it say? It says 600. The structure base? You're talking about inside here? Why would I have to change it in here? It's not pulling from here. These are all 0, bro. That's bad information. That is not true. It doesn't care what these are, is what I'm trying to tell you. That's not accurate. When you make a structure, it is a default. When you make a data table and you pull from a data table, it is coming from the data table's defaults, which are these, not from the structure value. No, it's not a new structure. Then why does it work when I make the character, man? Then why does it work when I make the character? It shouldn't be changing there. I didn't make a new structure. This isn't a new structure. If it was a new structure, okay, devil's advocate, let's say you're right. Let's say you're right. Correct. It would 0 all of them because all of the defaults are 0. So therefore, I hate to say it, but you're wrong. Okay? It's not true. It's not true because if it was, why are those all not 0 then? Right? Like, be honest. Answer me that. If I made a new structure, right, it works because I read from the data table. And here's the data table, 600. I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be as nice as I can about it. Like, the default speed is coming from a default inside the data table, which is 600. They're all 600. Look at 600. 600. Doesn't matter how I swing it. Yeah, they're all 600. I mean, I copy and pasted them when I made them. So my point is, welcome to the conversation, Coke. Welcome to the conversation. That's what we're trying to figure out, my man. Like, we don't know. We do not know is the answer. We don't know. Yeah, you're talking about the data assets. Yep, we can look at that. It's not where we're getting our information from, but sure, if you want me to show you that. This is a data asset right here that has no defaults in it. This is for body information. What's your hair color? What's your body size? What's your skin tone? Stuff like that. There's nothing in here that has anything to do with, you know, speed. The blue-colored asset called Struck. What are you talking about? It's really hard for people to understand game development on stream sometimes because they have no clue, respectfully. They don't know what, like, how you have your game set up. So I get it if there's some confusion, but this right here is the struct, okay? It's called Commander Stats. And that is what this is. Commanders, okay? So, like, basically, well, actually it's not, but inside this has stats, and then stats comes from somewhere else, which I can show you those, which are all the same thing. They're all 0. But it doesn't fucking matter because the data table itself is not set to 0. Where the fuck is it? Here's skills right here. Is that what you're talking about? Skills? This is for something totally different. Or are you talking about, I don't know what you said. You said blue structure. I got like 700 structures in this game. Just for science, make it 600 hard. I mean, I could. Yeah, those skills are something else. Those are unrelated, Green. Those are not related at all to what you're looking for are stats. Stats come from, they're just bound directly inside the actual data table. See how it says stats? Let me try to pull it up. Hold on. There it is. These are your stats. Now the defaults for these are 0. But the shield respawn count 0. I mean, like, it shouldn't matter. These are not. But why does that matter? It was 600 a second ago. It's still not going to fix the problem that I want, because when I add new speed, it's not going to work. But why would it take these values when it's supposed to take a data table value? Am I making in here? Maybe I am making. Let me double check. Set members. Oh, make. So you mean to tell me that because I use make, it's going to set this to the default structure, which has nothing to do with the data table? Yeah, I don't know why I have make in there to begin with. I probably should have used this another set members. I fucking hate this bullshit. I fucking hate this bullshit. Why would it do that? Why would it go back to a default, even though I've committed that it's not supposed to be that? Wait, I can't use make. This has to be set like this. Yeah, I know. It's gonna take me 4 hours. Got to do like 16 fucking nodes just to have it update one thing. It's ridiculous. Why would that do that though? Like, so you can't do, so make is the problem. So make is the problem, because that's, to be honest, that was older code. So you're saying that make will always go to a default a default structure value, even if it's wrapped inside a new structure that is populated from a data table. What the fuck? Bro, that is fucking retarded. And we got another one here that we have to update. Why on earth would that be true, though? Like, I understand. Is it because it's make? It's just because it's make. So make will automatically default to the absolute root standard. That's insane. Jeff was visiting. I mean, he's right. He's right. This will fix the problem. But I didn't realize that make was in here, first of all. And second of all, I didn't realize that using make would still default to the root structure, even though it came from a data table. That's insane. That's dangerous, bro. See, I thought you were talking about this, because you were saying to like change the default. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? That's why I was so confused. I'm like, this is the default. I'm like, what the fuck? And then when you said that this wouldn't change or whatever, I'm like, it would, but you were saying the actual make. It was the sub node. I was looking at this one. Motherfucker. Well, thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. I'm a tough one to wrestle with, but I appreciate the help. You understand why I was frustrated, right? I thought you were talking about the other thing. I'm like, there's no fucking way. It's set to 600. Hold on. What is this? Okay. All right, you want to celebrate? I got you. Hang on. Let's get the celebration out. Good lord. Wait, I don't want to do that. I want to do level. There we go. For next max level. Will it work? Absolutely it will work. I can almost guarantee it will work, because he is right. I didn't realize I was using a make, first of all. And I do know that makes are dangerous, but I personally didn't think that the make was going to change, because I was like, well, it's a part of this structure, so it should be fine, because this is the bulk data. You know what I mean? I was thinking, like, who gives a shit if I make it? I'm only making those for this, and it should default to the original since I don't have them selected. But no. So I can't fucking use make. I have to use set members every single time, and then obviously you got to bring this out so we can get the default for the stats. Fuck me, man. What a day. Okay. Red alert, you got it. I think the red alert is complete though, but I'll still... Only need to set members on stats. The extra into S commander is not needed. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, so you're saying this will go directly... Wait, how would I get that into there though? Struck reference. Stats. Oh, this sets it directly. Really? But doesn't it need to go into here though? Do I even need to have it go out to anything? Okay. Right, not a copy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as long as this reference is true for the defaults, and I'm altering only what I want, then I don't need this or this, is what you're saying, and you can just go like that. I don't need this either. This can just be this. Actually, I mean, to be fair, we don't even need to have that. But yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to leave it this way for now. I do understand what you're saying, but I'm going to do all of this over again, probably. I'll have to walk through the woods and just do a clean sweep. God damn it, that pisses me off so much, man. I mean, I fixed a bug earlier today because we realized after like 2 hours we were somehow getting the wrong reference to the wrong UI because we were in the wrong UI. So yeah, that was a fun one. Right. Better safe than sorry. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So I see what you're saying. So this is actually setting those members inside this, inside that, inside that, inside this, and we're done. Yeah. Okay, got it. So literally all of this is unnecessary. I could do this then. Lift that out. And you're saying this doesn't matter because as long as it's been set with a reference, we're good. Interesting. Huh. Well, we could take a gander. Okay, so let's just make sure we're doing this correct. Hold on 1 second. Block this out, block that out. Don't care about that. Move that out. This can come from here for now. Compile, save. I'm really pissed off because I was under the impression that like it would not change if you still got it from somewhere else. I didn't realize it would default to the main structure. Like that's kind of dirty, but whatever. I mean, I understand why it does it, but it's just like, you know, God. Because it's like, I already have a default, but I guess it just doesn't care because you're saying that when you use that make is dangerous. So you just have to make sure you use set members. God, it's fucking annoying. All right. So we're setting our XP here, there, boom, boom, bang. All that stuff's correct. Yes, move on, save. Awesome. And then when we save our actual file, that's coming in down here. This is our save system. Don't need this, this, or this, or this. We're just going to do this. And you're going to get reconnected to that. All right. Yeah. It's basically the updated rep. Right. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, now it does, because I've seen it and you've explained it, but I would have never guessed that in a million years. All right. That's something different, so that's fine. Okay, let's do it. Let's kick the tires and light the fires, right? All right. So obviously she's going to be broken right now because this is a corrupted save. So let's start over. Here we go. Create new female, same one because I don't want to mess around with anything. Play. Okay, awesome. Let's go to our test level. Here comes the drop. I had a breakpoint. I just gotta shut it off. Ooh. Infinite loop detected. Interesting. Why would I get an infinite loop in the blueberry? In the blueprint library. Okay. Well, that's different. I don't know why I suddenly got an infinite loop detection. I never got one before. I wonder if it's because I had a breakpoint on it and it like freaked out. Blueberry, I know. I tried to say blueprint library and I said blueberry. Like, wait a minute. I mean, a blueberry muffin, I'm not complaining. That does sound pretty good. Blueberry chocolate muffin. Oh. Okay, so why did I get an infinite loop? Let's take one more crack at that, this time without the breakpoint. I had a breakpoint on there, that's why it like froze. And I think it just like freaked out after that. I don't know. Typical engine nonsense. I mean, this script has worked fine, flawlessly for the past like month. So I don't think it's a problem we should worry about. We'll see. There's my level. We're still good to go. Alright, so yeah, that did fix the problem. Awesome. And no matter what I do to change things, we should be good. Excellent, excellent. Alright, well, you learn something new every day, right? Good God. You can drag a noodle from one event all the way 10 km down to another function and have it work. Doesn't mean the values remember forever. Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah. So, long story short, since these are our absolute defaults, I should probably fucking change these, shouldn't I? Oh my God. Because these always change. So, what I was thinking is, I had all of these originally in like a data asset, and I was like, I didn't like it. The data asset was just too weird. I had a bunch of other problems. So I'm just keeping all of the variables, like all the floats and shit and all the stats in like one thing. And then I'm just updating that for the character. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't know, because these only happen like once in a blue moon. Like they only change. So they're pretty clean and structures are pretty optimized. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then again, all the like the quick rapid adjustments are happening on the PS level only, the player state. They're not happening inside the structure. And we're only saving updates that are confirmed by the server, which are very rare. I think we all deserve a blueberry muffin for that. I'm down. Fucking game dev, man. Well, thanks for your help. I appreciate that, Green. Sorry if I was an asshole. I get really pissed off sometimes. It's not directed at you. It's more frustration. I get frustrated. I was frustrated because I was misinterpreting what you were trying to specifically say. And to be fair, people pop into my channel a lot with this big dick energy. And it's like, bro, like, there's no way you have the answer in 5 seconds, you know? Not to sound smug, but it's like, I feel like some people just try to pop in here like, did you try restarting it? You know what I mean? And I have no idea if someone's dicking with me or not, so it's like, you have to be a little, you gotta be on guard. Leviosa. Okay, so, that being said, I learned something new, and I was humbled yet again, because the engine is ridiculously large, and there's too much shit to have to know. Hey, do you know anything about deformers? Because that's a big problem I'm having. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm glad too, man. I'm glad too. Because that thing was like up my ass for like the last week. And it came out of the blue too. I was like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden it just started happening and I couldn't figure it out. I literally wasted hours on it. So, dude, there are so many new things to deal with deformers, and I have to like become a freaking wizard with this stuff. So deformers are the next big thing that I have to deal with, and I have to basically make it so that if I have like a shirt or something, yes, well, they're very new to everybody, right? And so that's no reflection. Oh, there it is. And that's why I'm having an issue with it. And I was looking at it. I don't have the energy for it tonight, but we'll probably do it tomorrow. But I was looking into it, man, and it was just like, fuck, you know? Like the way I have my character set up right now is pretty standard Sally. You know, I got like armor hands, armor head, armor legs, armor feet. These are all skeletal meshes. And then these get swapped out. I personally don't feel like this is the best way to do it, just for the record. But it is what it is right now. And then obviously these get assigned like an animation blueprint that matches this. And then boom, you got yourself clothing. Yay! But I know that there's way more better optimized ways to do this. There's all sorts of crazy shit you can do. I don't know if you guys saw this one yet. But with Chaos Clothing, you can add Chaos Clothing components now. And, dude, it gets insane. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. It gets fucking nuts. So I'm trying to, like, relearn all this stuff. And I got to get the deformers to work. And it's driving me nuts because I can't understand it. It's a brand new system. Like, if I show you this real quick. Items. Armor. Nope. Items. Oh, hell, I'll just search for the damn thing. Deform. Yeah. So this is a deformer. And it is not your standard shit. All different icons, all different symbols, all different terminologies. What the fuck, Unreal? So I don't know why they did this, but it's Greek to me. So yeah, I'm trying to figure this shit out. And for those of you watching that have no clue what this shit means, deformers give you the power to have a t-shirt fit any type of character, basically, within reason. So if I have a big dude who's fat as fuck, he'll fit in a shirt and it will stretch the shirt out automatically. And then if I have a skinny little dude, it'll actually make the shirt fit the skinny guy. The old way was morph targets and a few other things, but I'm trying to learn the new stuff. Yeah, shape keys, yep. Mm-hmm, right. And so I'm kind of like in limbo personally. That fucker. I should do that, that'd be great. Yeah, like me personally, I'm in limbo. Like, I'm using this method right now with just assigned characters because it's like super early. And I don't want to do the old way because I want to use their new way because I use metahumans. So I'm kind of like, I'm just trying to give myself time to learn this new shit. And then, of course, Groom hair. You got to be a rocket scientist to understand Groom hair. So that's fun. I got this issue, as you probably noticed when we reset the game 40 times, is if I go to my main menu, if I create any character at all, I gotta still fix this. I got like LOD issues, and you can see skin difference issues. Oh my god, it's just a disaster. It's such a disaster, dude. Anyways, where's the hair? I don't know. The hair is just gone. But the hair's there. Like, the hair is being assigned in the background. It's being assigned a groom. It's being assigned a binder. And I know it works because then when I bring it into the actual level, there's the hair. That's what you were supposed to see when we were actually looking at the character. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Yeah, metahumans are just a total pain in my ass, man. And I haven't even gotten into the new stuff yet, where you can like make any kind of, you know, character you want, which is nuts. Ah, there's that infinite loop again. There's that infinite loop again. That is very odd. That is very odd indeed. Why the fuck would I have an infinite loop problem on a level up? I'm gonna have to go over the math again. Maybe there's like a cap that I'm missing somewhere. That's weird. It's been fine. It's like we literally fixed one problem over here, and then now we have this other problem. Do you think that it's like not getting this information fast enough? So it's like stuttering? I don't know. What's the problem with metahumans? You gotta be a rocket scientist to understand half of this stuff, at least with the hair. I was bitching about the groom hair. It like doesn't show up, and then it does show up, and then it's just like, I don't fucking know what's going on. And then we were bitching about the new deforming systems. All the nodes are different, and everything is like in a different language. So that's fun. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting an infinite loop error now. That is so freaking bizarre. Let me see if it happens on this map. I'm just curious. You know, it shouldn't matter, but... Morph targets? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. Are you saying I still need them even though... God damn. Why? Is the incoming XP local value plus the current XP greater or equal to this? If true, go here. If false, do that and turn off the loop and just push ourselves out. What's the problem here? Completed. What is the problem? I have every avenue that takes us out of here. Why would it think it's an infinite loop? You got a node with the name on it? Reasonable, yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out a loop problem right now. It's driving me nuts now. I don't know why this is kicking off. Just always something, man. Loop body. So we want to loop on purpose because we want to make sure that, hey, if you get more than enough XP to level up again, you should keep leveling up. So that we say, is the current level, unless this isn't setting, are we sure that this is still setting? Because theoretically, if it's not setting, maybe it would loop, because it would always be 0. Like it would always be the default or the original. I'm gonna try it both ways just for shits. This goes here, this goes there. This goes here. Alright, let's try that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like if it tries to change it and then it keeps resetting itself, maybe that's what's causing the problem. I don't know. 100. Nope. Still fucked. Damn. Maybe it's an engine issue. I don't know. Maybe I need to reboot. Okay, so it's definitely not that. The world of debugging. You spend 5 minutes making something you actually want in the game, and then you spend 5 days trying to debug the problems for it. That's basically game development. You have fun for 5 minutes, and then you are in pain for the next 5 days. And my multiplayer doesn't work anymore. That's going to be a fun one. Yeah. I can't simulate the multiplayer for some reason. For real, like, why would this thing suddenly think that there's an infinite loop? I mean, you guys watched me try it earlier. It worked fine. Doesn't make any sense. We are taking... This is our incoming XP. This is our incoming controller. We set it to loop by default. We set level to 0 or level up to none. Then we say, what's the condition? Obviously, we want to be looped. So we check the body. Is this greater or equal to... Is the current level greater or equal to the max level? If it is, set this to the max level so that players can't just flood themselves with 1,000,000 XP. Break the loop. Go back to this. This is now false, which means completed. We then go down here. Ta-da! We save. We're done. See ya. Like, what is the problem? If it's false, we go back into here. We set our current level. We get our information out of our data table. We do some math. If the incoming XP plus our current XP is greater or equal to the XP needed for the next level, or the current level, then we subtract the difference and we apply it as our remaining XP. We then got to level ourselves up. So we say current level, is the current level greater than the max level? No. So we set current level plus 1. This is wrong. That's why. Man, you just got to read this shit so carefully sometimes. That's at max level. It was supposed to say current level. And that's why we had a permanent loop. Alright, we found that problem out. God. Yeah, that's the way I debug shit when I'm not on stream. I just literally sit here and read every single line out loud like an idiot. That's like the only way when you're like desperate. Okay. Should it fix the loop problem now? Yes. Yeah. Always talk to yourself. They call it rubber ducking. The term comes from like if you had a rubber duck on your table, like, and you had to explain to the rubber duck. So it gets you in the habit of like talking out loud about how to fix it, and you got to talk logically, not like normal. You got to talk logically. So you know, like I'm taking from A, I'm going to B. Yeah, speed issue is now fixed thanks to a little help from Green Coke over there. And then we've got a loop problem that we just fixed, so that's good to go. And then we got like a few more issues. Okay, so I still got to fix this. I don't know what's going on with my XP. It thinks I'm max level. I'm not, but okay. Oh, I might be, because I gave myself a bunch of XP before. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I should probably wipe it. Corrupted data. I gotta fix the hair problem still. I gotta fix the multiplayer simulation problem. I gotta fix a few other things. But we're getting closer, boys. We're getting closer. Slowly but surely. And then I can finally release 2.0 and have players shit all over it. Okay. So that's looking good. The pants keep disappearing. I gotta fix that problem. I don't know why her pants keep disappearing. That'd be a fun problem in real life, right? Alright, and then we can finally go to... Let's do this. Make sure this still works. Yeah, I don't think any guys will be complaining about that feature. They'd be like, this is the best game ever. The fucking pants just fly off. Yeah, super complex. Deforming each vertex or groups of skin meshes for floating data. Yep. I know. Yeah, just the body vertex, yeah. Nearest cloth vertex. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking at. I'm trying to figure it out, man, and it's just like... just so annoying. You know, vehicles took me forever to fucking master. It took forever. I mean, like, it looks easy, but it's not. These vehicles, anyone who's done this before knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like, vehicles require, like, actual physics. Like, you have to understand, like, the G-force and the velocity and the gear that you're in, and it's just like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. Okay, so we started fresh. Let me give myself some levels now. Okay, so I shouldn't be able to learn that. Good. My XP bar is whatever. Okay, that's good. Alright. Yeah, we're cruising. I just didn't have the data before. Trying to smack the shit out of it on purpose to make sure it doesn't fuck up. Okay, so it's just a 20 I have to fix, and it's a UI bug. It's nothing major. You guys can't see it. It's behind my camera. It just shows what level you are. Okay, so that looks good. And then masteries, you should all be good to go. And I can show you guys as we wrap up here. I'll show you how the abilities turned out. We fixed that earlier today. I didn't need that one, but whatever. That's just experimental. Okay, so we made this new window, so now this works here. I can move this around wherever I want. Get this out of the way. And I can be like, okay, let's equip this now. There we go. And then we finally made it so we can swap this. How to make a car in UE not fly? Yes, on every single impact. Exactly. You hit a bush, you're in high orbit. It's like, what the hell? So now we can swap these around. Thank God that works. The next thing I have to figure out is how to unequip these bastards. We did not figure that part out. So I have to just make it say if null, go away. I don't know. I'll have to do that later. But we got most of this stuff working. And then these should work in real time now, I think. Also, if it seems like I'm really low frames and stuff for anybody watching, it's normal. I'm on 4K, high settings, while streaming. I got a million things on, 45 tabs open, and it's uncompressed. So, for any players watching this, that will not happen when you play the played packaged version. Okay, so I gotta change my hotkeys. I missed a beat somewhere in there, but yeah, we're really close. We're getting really close, guys. Crazy shit. All right. That's all I got for today, guys. I'm going to pull the plug here. I should be on again tomorrow. We'll try to touch up our abilities a little bit more. We're also going to start populating more abilities as we evolve. Because like right now, we've only been experimenting with one mastery tree. So I probably want at least like 2 or 3 for players to kind of fuck around with. Because you can mix match different masteries. So if you want to do like some medical stuff, or if you want to do like some tanky stuff, so you know, is what it is. All right, yeah. Thank you for the help, guys. I appreciate it. Good luck on all of your projects. Try to stay sane out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one. All right. You guys want to ever carry on the conversation, you can always do so on our Discord. Time for the commercials, right? If you like the music in the background, I made it. Check me out on Spotify. You guys can play it on your own streams if you want. Won't bother me at all. Add it to your playlists. That helps out a lot too. That's all I got for tonight, guys. So, all right. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.